Hi, I'm back, and I'm gonna sort of review this controller. It's a good one. I got it really cheap, and I'm gonna try and be as quick and concise as possible, but I'm sure this is gonna go on way too long as usual. For instance, now it is 17 seconds into the video and I haven't done anything. PDP brand Battlefield 4 controller. It's for the PlayStation 3. There's a 360 version as well, but I don't have any experience with that one yet. The sad part, well, it's good for me, but sad for everyone else. I got this off Newegg for 10 bucks, brand new. I think it was $5 shipping, which was unfortunate. At half the cost, I'm sorry, a third of the cost of the total cost of the controller. I can't talk right now. Was shipping, but still an incredibly good deal. And the reason why I say it's a sad moment is because I went on Newegg today, and they don't carry them anymore. There's one of those like Newegg marketplace sellers. You know how Newegg kind of moved to like Amazon style, where other people can sell stuff through Newegg. They've got it for $79, $80. Which is just ridiculous. Because you can get them, if you just Google this controller, PDP Battlefield 4 controller, and then PS3 or 360 or whatever, and just hit the shopping button. They're on there for like 35, I think, 30, maybe 40, depending on where you go. And that's pretty reasonable, but the reason why I bought this was it was $10, and I wanted to get a second PlayStation 3 controller anyway, so I figured why the hell not, I'll give it a shot. If I don't like it, then I'll make other people use it. And if I do like it, then I will play the crap out of it. So anyway, ergonomics. It's got nice thick grips on it. Like it's kind of shaped like a 360 controller, you know? Or maybe an Xbox One controller. I have never held one of those before, nor do I really care right now. But the grips are thick and chunky, which is nice for, I've got pretty large hands. And they're also coated in that kind of rubbery, plasticky, grippy stuff, which is pretty good. I'm sure it's going to wear away someday, especially like where the controller touches the ground. It's probably going to like chip away, but I'm not too worried about that. Again, I only spent $10 on it, and I feel bad for everyone else who spent more than that. It has these little covers for the screw holes, which is pretty cool. So you never feel those. I know using my DualShock 3, I can feel that one right there, and I play with it sometimes when I'm waiting for stuff to load, and then I sit and click the sticks nervously. Anyway, so I can't do that on this one, which is fine. Face buttons are solid. I would say accurate, because you don't ever feel like you're going to hit the wrong one. Not that I expect anyone to ever hit the wrong button, unless you are 8, in which case you'll make it someday. But they are not agile. Like you wouldn't, I don't think you would want to play Street Fighter on this, because I don't know, they're a little too chunky for that. But for like a first-person shooter, knowing like, yes, I'm gonna hit that one, bam, and like they're always there, and I don't know, it seems like a good idea, especially when they marketed this controller for Battlefield 4, a first-person shooter. The triggers and the bumpers, L1 and R1, whenever I use the controller, I feel like they are great. Like Call of Duty, I think, yeah, uses these for your triggers, unless you remap it, I guess. And then these are like your grenades, the L2 and R2 triggers. And I think Battlefield's the opposite, right? These are shooting. But when I talk about it right now, these bumpers feel like crap. Like they're kind of spongy and they just feel lame. But maybe just like the front buttons in this sort of setting, or that sort of gameplay setting, I guess, they're perfect. I don't know. I like them when I play it, and when I'm talking about it, I hate them. The triggers. This is silly. they are made out of, or whatever, I think it's magnesium or zinc or something, some stupid metal that sounds cool. And I assume they're probably just coated, but maybe they're actually made completely out of it. They feel awesome. They're really solid and just like high quality, I guess is a good term. You know, like you play with someone's like $2,000 watch. If you've ever touched a watch that expensive, those watches feel amazing. Like just touching them, they're so precise and just weighty and stuff. Kind of like that with this. Not that extreme, but they feel great. The worst part about them, though, is that they marketed them as feeling more like a real gun trigger, which makes me think that there's people out there that when they're sitting on their couch, they want to feel like they're actually shooting people. Yeah. But I guess that sells. Just implying that that's a possibility. Anyway. Sorry, it blows my mind whenever I think about that. Battlefield 4 says on the back, and then it's got this program button. Then it has these auxiliary buttons, and they're like little wheels that you can rotate back and forth in one or the other direction. Then you can also press them inward into the controller, and I guess you can program those with crap. I don't know. Maybe you can do complex programming like Halo 2 or whatever had those BXRs where you go and you can reload, cancel, and all that crazy shit. I'm sure there's stuff that you can macro on modern first-person shooters, and maybe you can program that there. I have no idea because I don't plan on ever using these. In fact, I occasionally hit one on accident, and then I go, ooh, I wonder what button that was. I found out one of them is circle, because it went back one time when I squeezed it too hard. Anyway, the worst part about the controller, other than that aforementioned silly marketing, well, this isn't the worst. One, it's wired, and it's got like an 8 or 10-foot cable, which is pretty decent. The worst thing about it, which isn't that bad, if I can find the thing. Come on! Come on. There we go. Is that it lights up and says Battlefield 4 on it. Which, I'm not ashamed of Battlefield 4. I also don't own Battlefield 4 yet. But I'm sure Battlefield 4 is a wonderful game. But I don't know if I want my controller to say it. You know? I'm not that proud of it. I'm not going to show off, oh, have you seen the new Battlefield 4 controller? I got it, man. You want to try it out? I guess I'm kind of doing that right now, actually. Anyway, and then it just has 4 little LEDs for which player you are, you know, on the bottom. This is the home button, which looks kind of cool. I think it's a cool looking home button. But anyway, if you can find this controller, I imagine the reason why it was $10 is because PS3 and 360 are, you know, going to be getting pushed out at some point. So manufacturers are probably trying to push their PS4 and Xbone peripherals and all that, and they just want you to not play these anymore. But in the meantime, they made a pretty excellent controller. I assume the 360 one is very similar and probably just as good. So maybe again, you just keep your eye out if you're interested in them. They will show up again super cheap, you know, $10 is what I paid for this. So, but for now they're like 30. But I'm sure they will clearance again soon, and my memory card's about to run out. So thanks for watching.